Hello friends, welcome to Data Making. In this video, we are going to discuss about next file source, which is a Kafka stream source, or you call it as Kafka source. Kafka is a distributed publish subscribe messaging system, and also call it as pub sub messaging system. Say example, there are system which generates data in a streaming manner, and if say example I have a sensor like sensor sitting on the different nodes in your IoT hub, so generate a lot of data. So they send the data, they publish the data to the Kafka messaging system, and from the Kafka messaging system, which is nothing in Kafka, there's nothing there's something called a topic, which is like a kind of a buffer like a storage, or you can consider say like in-memory table. So the system like which generates a stream of real-time data, they publish data to the Kafka topic, and the consumers like a stream processing system like Storm or Spark streaming or Spark structure streaming consume the data stream of data, and they do processing, and which generates the insights out of the data. Okay, so that's a scenario or a real-time application. This Kafka source can be used. Okay. So as I mentioned in this series, we are using structure streaming with the SpiceSpark API. So we are going to see the example, and so the messages which is coming, which is consumed from Kafka topic, right? So it can be a messages can be of JSON string format, or it can be a CSV format, which is a string which has delimited, right? So it can be a pipe separator or the comma separator. Mostly it is CSV comma separator, or it can be a Avro format also. Okay. So there are three format with the current 3.0.1 version of Spark supports. So in this example, we are going to see the JSON message format, how we can actually consume the JSON message from the Kafka topic and do some simple aggregations. Other coming up videos, we are going to see the CSV message as well as the Avro message. Uh, that's a thing we are going to look into this. So basically, if you look at the Spark structure streaming, so it has a Kafka source which reads the data from the Kafka. So going to consume the data from the Kafka topic, as I mentioned. So it has a compatible with the Kafka connector which Spark streaming supports from version 0.10.0 or higher version. Okay, these are the three different message format it supports: JSON, CSV, and Avro. Then, if you want to use the Kafka connector, so what is the artifact details you need to use? So basically, the artifact details are group IDs. You need to use org.apache.spark, and artifact ID. This is the group ID. This is artifact ID. Spark SQL Kafka 0 10 underscore 2.12. So this is basically a Scala, it refers Scala version, and this is Spark version, basically version 3.0.1. So this is a so there are various way you can specify this Kafka connector. Either you can download the dependency jars and you can specify in your Spark Summit or in your code, or you can specify in your Spark configuration file as a Spark jar packages, and you can specify this a group ID colon artifact ID colon version. So I'll tell you how to specify this. Then so this is what we are going to do. So we are going to there will be a Kafka source, Kafka system or Kafka broker, which will have a topic and the messages we are going to consume using the JSON messages we are going to publish on this Kafka topic. So I written a simple simulator to generate a data to the Kafka topic. So whatever the system or program which actually publishes the messages to the Kafka topic is nothing but they call it as Kafka producer, and the Kafka consumer, the whichever the system which consumes the data from Kafka topic is nothing but a Kafka consumer. So our Sparks structure streaming program with the PySpark API going to act as a Kafka consumer. And once you consume the data, you are going to parse the data because it will be in JSON formats. So when I will explain you that in detail. So once you get the data, you are going to consume the data, and you're going to basically it's be a JSON string, right? You need to parse it and make it as a data frame, and then you can do some aggregate and do query. Like, uh, always in star structure streaming, you create a stream source and you apply queries and generate a result. Then finally the result is going to be printed in the console sync. So like what we did it on the file source. Okay, so we are going to use the console sync. um, um, that's what we're going to see in the example. Before going to the example, please subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed already. Click on bell button to get notification whenever I add new videos. So let's get started with the example. So I'll just log on to my VM. So people who are not got my virtual machine, I'm going to use my data making virtual machine. If you're not received, you can click on this link, and you can go to this link and send us your request. We will send you back to the VM. Okay, so once you uh, import your VM and your VirtualBox Oracle VM VirtualBox Manager, so you can log on to my virtual machine using the user data making and the password also data making. So so I created a two project. Okay, so one is um, the streaming application, the Kafka streaming application. Just minimize this. This is the Kafka streaming application. So other program is other project or other program is I actually use the Kafka producer. It's a some simple simulator I have written. So which actually simulates sample orders data. Whenever you make the purchase on e-commerce data, so orders is generated, right? So when you purchase something and make a payment, the order is generated, right? So that order data, that is the order data is coming to Kafka topic. How do you take that order and how do you process that process and generate the summary or aggregation for your stream of data? So that's the use case we are going to build it. So this is the producer program. I will come to this later. So before that, I just want to explain you the streaming application for Kafka source. So it is going to be similar like a file source with a few differences. First thing, we'll start with the importing the necessary PySpark packages. And when you want to interact with the Kafka source, you need to have a Kafka topic name. So you can create a Kafka topic in a Kafka broker using the command. So, so if you are not familiar, please refer my data making's free VM tutorial where I explained how to use the Kafka on the data making VM. So this is a command to create a Kafka topic. So Kafka-topics.sh. This shell script will help you to create a Kafka topic. Hyphen create hyphen topic and provide your topic name, which is a test underscore topic is my topic name. And you need to provide a bootstrap server, which is nothing but a Kafka broker. So we configured single node broker in this VM. So which is a localhost colon the 9092 the default port number. So which is going to create a Kafka topic. So once the Kafka topic is created, what we are going to do is we are going to publish this uh, data, right? So we are going to publish this data to the Kafka topic, and then the streaming application will consume the data and do the processing. Okay, so that's what. So we need a Kafka topic and the broker bootstrap server or broker list all are same. So the localhost colon 9092. So these are the two information you need at least to connect to the Kafka. Then this is the entry point of the program, and I'm just printing two message welcome to data making, and other message is stream data processing application started, and just printing the time. Then again the structure is same. Like you need to create a Spark session object, you need to create a stream source, and do the query and then write it to sync. So same format. Whenever you take a PySpark or Spark structure streaming program, so this format is same. So we just creating a Spark session object using a builder method and other setting other property using the get or create. You just create a Spark session object. Then I'm setting a log level error. So just to see only the error logs. I don't want to see the info logs at least for some time, just to just show you the output. I'm just restricting. Then so this is the art of this program. So what we are going to do is we are reading Spark session object dot read stream, and format is going to be Kafka, and then um, the option you need to give the what is your Kafka broker URL, which is localhost colon 9092, from which topic you are going to subscribe it. Okay, the consuming or subscribe all are same meaning. From which topic you are going to subscribe it, topic name, and starting offset. So in Kafka, whenever the public producer produce message to the Kafka topic, there will be an ID generated for each message in the Kafka topic. So nothing that is nothing but an offset. So so you need to specify whether you are going to read the from where from which point you want to read the messages. Whether you want to read the JSON messages which is getting published to the Kafka topic, the latest messages, or you you want to start from some specific offset number. So I just want to retrieve from the latest. So I'm just giving starting offset as latest. So like when you start this streaming application and then you publish any data to the Kafka topic, the latest message is going to be consumed using this stream source. So once you have the stream source, it's going to be a same as file source. So only few difference. I'll tell you the difference. So so you will have the stream data frame. The stream data frame when you so when you read from the last example, when we read from file source, so we got only the one column in the stream data frame. We have only one column called value. With that we actually processed. Okay, so here when you consume the data from Kafka topic, so the stream data frame is going to have additional few columns like key, where you will have the topic name. Value is the one column which is going to have the message, and you will have a partition, offset number, and a timestamp. So these are the other few columns it is going to have. So always we are interested on the value column, where it is going to have the stream entire the stream message. So we are actually by default it will be a byte array format. So we are going to casting into converting into string format, and we just chosen the timestamp column also, like just to check whether it can be used. Okay, so then we are actually casting it. So you get the data frame data frame orders underscore df1. So we are actually defining a schema for it, because without specifying schema, the streaming application will not work. So all streaming source should have the schema. So we are defining. So our message format like fields going to be these other fields. So you will have order ID, and I'm going to have a order product name, and order card type, and order amount, and order date time, and which from which country this order has been made, and from which city its order has been made, and which from which site this order has come. So example, if you want to collect data from multiple e-commerce sites, so I'm just capturing that as well. Okay, so these are the columns or fields will be in the JSON message. Okay, so we are defining this a schema. So when you want to define a schema, there are multiple ways, or maybe two ways at least I know. One is you can define like struct type of, in the bracket you can specify the array of struct fields. That's one way. Another way is struct type dot add of field name comma data type. This is also another way. So you just define all the columns or fields. So your schema will be ready. So now once we have this data frame orders underscore df1, you can select the column value, which is going to be a string, and you are going to parse into JSON. Okay, so we are going to convert the string message into the JSON object. And when you use this from JSON, you need to pass the column name where the message is in string format, and you need to pass a schema so that it can parse and give you a JSON object. When you get a JSON object, it's nothing but a struct type. So JSON from JSON will return you the uh, struct object. Okay, so it is going to return you the struct object. So then so it's given if you go to the documentation, it is given clearly what are the things you can do. So you it will give you struct object. Okay, struct object. I'm giving the alias. So the column name we are passing as a JSON object and providing a schema, and I'm giving alias for that column orders. Instead of value, I'm just making as orders. So you will have a data frame 2, which is orders underscore df2, which will have orders column. Okay, so that orders column, it's a struct type, right? So if you want to read all the fields, so all the fields into columns in your data frame, you can use the dot operator. So orders dot star if you give, so the struct type orders which has different fields, right, will become columns in your data frame. And also additionally, we are reading the timestamp column. So the data frame 3, I'll print this schema also, so that for you to understand. So first we are printing this the shows data frame schema, and also I will print this. Yeah, after this I'll print orders underscore df3 print schema. Okay, and then now we want to do a simple aggregate. So I'm just doing a simple aggregate. I want you to understand how this Kafka source will work, and what is the format, and how do you convert the string message into JSON object and into make it as data frame and do query. That's the idea behind this. So I'm just doing a data frame dot group. So it's simple data frame operation. Group by of two column. One is the order column, order like the country based on the country and city. I'm doing the aggregate, and I'm just doing the aggregate of sum of order amount. Once you get a sum of when you do aggregate, so it is going to create a column like country and city. Another column. This one data frame is going to generate. The data frame columns are orders country name, order city, and the third column will be a sum of order amount. So you will have a column like the sum of order amount. So we'll just create an alias name as total order amount. So I'm just converting that column into total order amount. So you will get the data frame 4. Okay. So in the data frame 4, I'm printing that schema also. So you'll have 3 columns. So finally the data frame 4 we are writing into console sync. So you know when you want to write it into console sync. So you need to say data frame dot write stream of. You can provide that trigger interval and the mode I'm giving as update. I just want to see the aggregation for only the particular batch. I don't want to do the entire aggregate. So if you want to do the entire data aggregate, you need to use the complete. So I'm just interested only on that particular batch aggregate. So I'm using update mode. And truncate false basically, say example, if the column name is bigger, so basically it will actually say dot dot dot. It will actually not show the full column name. Instead, it will say dot dot. Instead, you want to see the full column name, you can say truncate comma false. Just display purpose, kind of displaying your entire column, full column name. And the format is console and start. So it's going to start your stream. Okay. So you just wait for your query until the terminate by user. Okay. So this is a program which we written for Kafka streaming. So I will also go back and I will start this. Okay. So we'll just see the schema. So okay, one more thing is, see, it is downloading the dependency, right? For Kafka connectors, you need to specify, you need to open your installation folder. Like, so our installation folder is uh, home, data making software Spark 3.0.1 bin Hadoop 3.2. Inside config folder, you can open the spark default.conf. Okay, then you need to specify in the end spark.jars.packages followed by this Maven artifact definition we need to provide. What is the definition? Your group ID, which is nothing but org.apache.spark colon your artifact ID, which is nothing but Spark hyphen SQL hyphen Kafka hyphen 0 hyphen 1 10 hyphen 10 underscore 2.12 colon the version number 3.0.1. So if you give this Spark is going to download the connector, and when we run this program, this connector will be downloaded and it will be available for. Otherwise, it will say Spark Kafka connector is not available. Okay, so I just ran this. So if you see here, first 0th best started, there's no data. This is the schema of the stream data frame. When you just create a stream here, when you create a source stream here, so this data frame is going to have these other columns: key, value, topic, partition, offset, timestamp, type. Okay. So this from there we are taking value column and we are converting as a JSON object, and JSON is nothing but a struct, right? And we are making into columns, fields in the struct into different columns, order ID and order, product name, other columns. Then you do aggregate. The final data frame is it's a, total order amount for each country and city combination. Okay. So now this program is working fine. Let's go and publish some data. So the producer program, Kafka producer. So you need to install a package called Kafka Python. So it will be like pip install Kafka Python. You need to install this Python package to actually use this Kafka producer to send the data to the Kafka topic. So again, this is the producer class from this package you need to import, and other standard packages you need to import. Timestamp, JSON, random. I'm using this random package for I'm having a list of values. From that, I'm going to pick the random value. If you want to have a, so if you have a list and you want to pick a random value from that list, you can use that random package. So again, to publish the data into Kafka topic, you need a topic name, bootstrap server, then this is the starting point of the program, sorry, entry point of the program. And then, so we have a producer object. We need to create a producer object by passing the bootstrap server, and the serializer I'm using is basically a JSON serializer encoding. Okay, so basically you are converting the JSON object into string. Encoding UTF-8 will make us string. So your JSON will become string. So that's why you are using dump method. So just see the so it actually converts your JSON object, serialized object into JSON formatted string. Okay, from JSON object is nothing but in Python it is a dictionary object. Dictionary object into string format it converts. So that's a serializer we are using it here. So using these two property, you can create a producer object. Now remaining these are simple Python program. So I have a list of a list which contains product name, and I have a list which contains card types, Visa, Master, Mastro, and I have a list which contains city and country in a comma separator. So I just want to generate a sample data of different countries: Australia, United States, India, and China, Pakistan, Bangladesh, different countries. Just for to generate a simple data. And I've taken the e-commerce site like datamaking.com and Amazon.com, Flipkart.com, and Snapdeal and eBay. Okay, now I'm going to generate a 500 message. So in the loop, generating in the for loop, I'm going to generate a sequence number of 0 to 0 to 499, which is 500 iteration I'm going to do. So inside that, I'll just prepare the messages. So JSON message is nothing but a dictionary object, right? Dictionary in Python. The Python object is the basic dictionary. So I created an empty dictionary with the message, and then I'm just printing the ID, which is nothing but I'm checking the sequence number itself. Okay, so I'm just get the current timestamp, which I'm going to use for event date or order date. So now just I'm assigning the order ID as the sequence number, product name as. I'm using a random choice, which is going to pick the random items from this, sorry, random value from this list. Okay, so it will give you sometime it may give you um, online course. What are the products we have? Online course, or it can be a wristwatch, it can be a desktop computer, laptop, anything. So just to pick the random number, random item from your list, you can use the random choice. Similarly for card type and amount also random uniform. I'm just giving a range from 5.5 to 55.5 with the two decimal. You can just basically, and then followed by I'm just giving you the uh, start converting our event date time, which is the current date, into this format. And then finally, city, city, you pick the random city, and when you pick the random city, so basically this city name, sorry, this country and city name, it's together, right, with the comma separator. I split it and I just assign it to into the country name and city name, and e-commerce site. You pick the random value. So with that, you will have a message, the dictionary object. So I'm dictionary. So you need to say producer object dot send of topic name, comma the message. If you send, it will be sent to the Kafka topic. So I'm just making this program to wait for 1 second for each message. So basically, I'm sending a JSON message of order details for every 1 second. Okay, so it is getting published. Right? So I'm just printing the before publishing it. I'm spreading the message what is getting published. So I'll come to this what is this Kafka streaming application. Okay. So zeroth batch, after that data did not come. So now we published it. Let's wait for the next batch. Okay, so this first batch, there is a sale from New Delhi, India, and London, United States, sorry, United Kingdom. So in this batch, only two cities data has come. The purchase data has come. So now in the third batch, there are different countries from China, India, Thailand, Germany, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Israel, France, from all the cities the data has come. So this is how you need to actually build your streaming application for your Kafka source. I hope this video is helpful for you. I explained you how to create a Spark structure streaming using PySpark API for a Kafka source. What is the format it should be? How you can parse the JSON message into make it into data frame columns. Then we also created a simple program which generates sample JSON message to the Kafka topic. So with this, I will complete this video. People who are not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe my channel. So because I'm adding a lot of content to my video technical content to my channel, it will be helpful for you. And click on bell button to get notification whenever I add new videos. Thank you so much, friends.